What is good? Hey, yeah, this is me. If you didn't already know, this is me. Yeah, there I am, right there. And my name is Esther Joy. So now you know, and now you do. Okay, so anyways, I wanted to do a little draw my life because why not? I am an artist. I can draw things for the life of me, probably enough to explain how I have come here and hopefully give people answers. People apparently want answers, and I'm here to give it to them. So really quickly, I just wanted to say that I really don't, I don't know how you found me. And that's really not what I want. I don't care how you found me, fam. You found me for a reason, and I'm thankful that you found me because it's a blessing and an honor to meet you. So why don't we get into it, shall we? And I will do my best to explain who I am and draw a little bit of my life. I have my friend right here, Vessel, which is just always a supportive soul, which we love. Love you, Vessel. But we're just gonna close down Vessel for now. And why don't we get right into the drawing section? Okay, so yeah. Well, I guess I should tell you that it all started on one fateful day when I was born. And I was born April 22nd, 2000. Okay, that's all you need to know. I didn't actually give you the correct birthday, but I know a lot of you out here with your astrologies and whatnot, so let's leave it there. So as a child, I never cried, but I would have frequent bloody noises, which was something that I think my mom was kind of horrified about because she really thought I was gonna die. She really thought oh no, this girl literally always be bleeding up in here all the time. Don't know why. So I remember once my mom was telling me that she thought I was too quiet in the bed, and then when she came in, the whole bed was covered in blood. Yeah. So I pretty much just kept on. I had a really bloody nose. I guess my nose capillaries weren't that strong as a child. So I am actually the middle child of 5. Okay, I'm the middle child of 5. I have 2 younger brothers, and there I am. Right here, and I have an older brother, and I have an older sister, and I love all my siblings. They are all really cool, and I feel very blessed to have them. So there I am, and there's my sister, and these my brothers. Yeah, these my brothers, okay? So I am the middle child. We're all 2 years apart, so that's really cool. And we were all homeschooled. Yes, indeed. We all, under the same house, had school, and it sucked. Why? Because none of us wanted to sit down and read the boring books that were, given to us. And we would have to read, a lot of books every day. For kids, I feel like it was a lot. I remember we'd have, our math book, we'd have our vocabulary book, we'd have our spelling book, we'd have our geography book, we'd have our science book, we'd have, our Bible. And, these were all different things that we have to do every day. Just like any other kid, instead of going to school, we just had a stack of books that we'd have to do. And actually, my mom would make a list. And the list, we would just kind of check off when we actually did the things that she wrote down on the list. So, our mom was our teacher. She was a really good teacher, and she taught us all pretty pretty well. She was a teacher back in Jamaica when she lived in Jamaica, and she was a great teacher. Even though we were really bad students, she would correct us, and she really did a really good job teaching all of us, especially because we were all at different levels and, we all required different things. In fact, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't actually count. Like, I refused to count until I was around 5 years old is when I started counting my numbers, or it really clicked, and then I just remember going off and off and off, and I went all the way to like 100 one day after not counting to like 5. And so my mom really had a lot of patience with us, even though we were sometimes super difficult. So in the school system, I guess you could say that we all had our part. My sister was the first one to go to high school. And when she went to high school, she kind of would tell everybody what happened. So again, we were 2 years older. So first, my sister went to high school. She was super fast. She could run really fast. She broke a couple of records. And now she's about to graduate grad school, and she's a lawyer. So that's really cool. So that was really cool to see her kind of go from one thing to the next, and to see all of the success that she has been getting. That's super cool. My brother, he was a school bully, but he also drove me to school because we went to school together when my sister graduated. We're all 2 years apart. So my sister's 4 years older than me. My brother's 2 years older than me. I guess I would be the 0 point in this story. My younger brother's actually 18 months younger than me, and my baby brother is 4 years, 4 years. So we were all kind of around here. And now my brother, he is, he's in the Marines. So he's an architect, and he's doing his thing, There's me. We'll get to me. There's my brother. He's really good at piano and music, and also games. He's actually a really good game developer as well, so he helps me with all of the technology if I need it. And my youngest brother's also really good with games as well. Okay, so anyways, he's also good at taking videos. Shout out, he's my cameraman. Alright, and I love all my siblings, and of course, shout out my dad. My dad is an electrician. He's a light worker. That's what I will say about my father. Okay. So yeah, those are all my siblings. It's a blessing. We're all there, okay, and we all lived a good life. Now, zooming in a little bit, I will talk about me. What happened? Well, now I was homeschooled. I have 5 siblings. We all have different passions. I love them all very much. I used to go to hug them, and I remember, it was something that they always kind of felt weird, because my hugs, they'd be like, ew, Esther. Ew. They'd be like, Esther, don't come near me with that. They would not want a hug from me at all. They would just be like, stay over there. No, don't want to hug you, because you have weird hugs. And I do sometimes have weird hugs. What can I do? What can I do about it? But yes, I let my family know I love them a lot. And I know they know that I love them. Okay, well, let's go on. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what I did when I was homeschooled. Well, yeah, so my siblings didn't really like me, as you now know. They didn't really like me, and I had a lot of love in my heart, but I didn't have any friends. So I would play Minecraft Minecraft. Now, Minecraft was a saving grace for me because I could play Minecraft online and make friends. And it was a pretty good game. Minecraft, still love Minecraft. So, Minecraft was awesome, and I still love Minecraft. Now, the thing was, that's pretty much where I remember meeting my first online boyfriend, and he gave me a flower on Minecraft once. And then there was like this other chick, and this chick one day came on the server, and he said, oh, this dude was like, oh, that's my sister. But then later on, I see that he actually cheated on me. So he was a cheater, and it was a very traumatizing experience as a kid, I guess. I really just remember sitting there thinking, this is traumatizing. I'm never gonna trust nobody ever again. I was very, 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 very sad. And that's kind of when my Minecraft phase started going away. And then I just became super emo and just, sad. I just became sad at the world, okay? This was around the time, like maybe a year or so before I went to high school. And I remember that I actually would be like smelly because I wouldn't shower. I just wouldn't shower. It was something that I didn't do, and I didn't leave the house. So like literally for I think 3 months, I never actually stepped foot outside of my house, and I didn't shower. I didn't clean myself. I just got out to like eat, and that was it. That was definitely a time where I was thinking dark things, and I was thinking these things, of course, that maybe you shouldn't think about, but they happen to the most, they happen. So there was some depression there. And I remember knowing that like it's because I don't have any friends. And so when I went to school, when I finally went to school, when I went to high school now, and I remember I was like, finally, I'm in high school. It's gonna be amazing. I can finally, this will cure my depression. I won't have depression anymore because there'll be so many people. And that was literally what I remember telling myself and thinking. I thought, well, high school is going to solve all my problems. So what did I do in high school? Well, first off, I realized I was blind and I needed glasses to see things, so that was a really good one. Second off, I realized that school is so much easier than teaching yourself everything because you actually have people to teach you. And I got good grades. And I also ended up teaching a lot of people as well. I also swam. I started swimming more competitively, and that was super fun because I had never really been a competitive swimmer, but it was super fun to be able to swim. So that was something that I did a lot of. I got to swim and I loved it, and I actually joined 2 swim teams. So I swam for around I probably swam for like at least 4 hours a day, and that was a really big one. And then I still felt sad. I still felt kind of like everything I'm doing is not actually helping. It's not helping. I still feel sad. I just felt like, no, this is not it. I still need to do some more things. So what did I do? I ended up joining over 16 clubs. Yep, but pretty much my policy was if I saw an open door, I would walk in there and I would see what's going on. And so I ended up joining 16 clubs, and I was the president at the end of like 3 clubs. I was the president of 2 clubs, and I was like on the board for another one, so let's say and yeah, school was pretty crazy. I probably spent let's say around 7 a.m. to at least 7 p.m. at the school. So yeah, I would spend around 12 hours a day at school. And this was again to kind of mask the fact that I was depressed. And so I would wear this little mask when I was at school that I found really easy to wear to make it seem like I was happy. But inside, of course, that wasn't the truth. I was very sad because I felt like nobody actually was authentic in school, and it was one of the hardest parts for me to figure out, but I myself wasn't being authentic either. And though I was joining all of these clubs and I was spending all of this time in school to distract myself, it just wasn't enough. At the time, I was also in the Civil Air Patrol, and that was a really big part of my life. I was medical officer in charge 2 years in a row. Not 2 years in a row. I was a medical officer in charge. But yeah, so for those years, I was working really hard. I was in the Civil Air Patrol, and I found a lot of pride being in something as cool as the Civil Air Patrol. You know, I got to fly planes, I got to train in Air Force bases, you know, and I also got to, you know, be the head of organizing leadership workshops and little boot camps for people, you know, the cadets in the squadron. So I did feel a lot of pride with what I was given, and I do believe I got my pips. Oh gosh, those look like nipples. I got my pips, and then, you know, I was like a full-blown officer, which was really cool. I was very, very proud of that, and I felt like this is really cool. I learned a lot about using my voice as well, about actually, you know, preparation and execution of voice, like, and this is where a lot of the voice stuff started to happen for me, because, you know, first I was learning more about using my voice to speak up and share these commands, like command voice. I'm pretty sure there's another M in there. And then even in school, I was now like juggling all of this stuff with school and swimming and clubs and Civil Air Patrol, and I really was feeling like the scales were just not in my favor. It was really hard to balance. And so this honestly also made my depression skyrocket. I was definitely depressed. And I had covert depression because nobody knew, right? That mask really, really hid any signs as much as I could. So it was high functioning depression. And I was still convinced that if I distract myself enough, I wouldn't have to face how I felt. And obviously it was like this deep hole is the best way I can put it. Like, I just felt like there's this hole within me that is never going to be filled and will just stay there for the rest of my life. And there's no way I can fill it up. It's just this bottomless pit that's going to be there forever. And that was a big thing I felt. I felt like, oh, okay, this is great. Every time I'm alone, I feel like I'm jumping inside this bottomless pit. And a lot of my artwork at the time was like, was showing signs of depression, you know, like, yeah. So what happened? I remember one day walking in the hallways after I had spent the whole like period in the bathroom, and I remember thinking, I just need pills. I remember thinking this, like, I just need to feel something. And I don't care what it is. And so that is when I started to, and I remember I was literally just standing there after finishing a few clubs and I'm thinking this, and I felt so trapped and suffocated. Like, I couldn't tell anybody what I was feeling because they would look down on me, or, you know, I remember once this girl, she actually showed me a picture of somebody's wrist, and she said, "Don't you think that's so selfish?" And I felt very, very, very distressed because I don't know why she was showing it to me. Looking back at it is probably a cry for help, but it made me feel even more intimidated to even share that there was something wrong with me, that I had those thoughts all the time, and that I often wanted to harm myself just so I could feel something. And so that was a really, really, I think, difficult part of my life where I felt like I was silenced by all of these achievements that I was piling up in order to feel okay, yet it was almost creating a wall and barricading me from actually getting the help that I needed. So what did I do? Well, by the time school actually ended, I remember quite vividly that around at least once a week, I would throw all of my homework up in the air or throw it down the stairs and scream after school hours, because again, I would be doing so many clubs. Nobody really thought it was weird that I was just wandering the hallways, but I would often just kind of stand there and throw all of my just schoolwork up in the air, and then I'd just stand there looking at it as it fell down the stairs, knowing that I'd have to go pick it up. And generally speaking, I would just cry and go pick it up. I had this, like, fuck this attitude. Like, I was just, like, done with, you know, everything. And it sucked a little bit. So what did I eventually do? Jeez, man. Well, some things did help. Like, for one, I did get a boyfriend, and we did date for at least 2 years. You know, so that was really nice because I felt like, oh, you know, at least I have somebody who's as crazy as me. Yes, this man's definitely had their own demons that they were dealing with because they did, you know, have schizophrenia, so they did see entities that other people could not see. And for me, I found that to be super interesting. I loved it. I just wanted to study it more and more, and it was definitely something that they didn't want anybody to pry into, but yeah, that was something on me that I don't think I really respected their boundaries very much. So after around 2 years, right after high school, we graduated, we pretty much broke up due to the fact that I started having a lot more mental breakdowns. My brain and mind just couldn't really take what was going on, and it was just, like, out of order. Like, it was literally out of order. I cannot tell you the thoughts that I was thinking at that time, because a lot of them were just so mumbo-jumboed that I don't even have anything to say. So I remember going through a depression after the breakup, and that sucked. That sucked, but also I found myself looking at hypnosis more and more. And this is also when I started smoking the marijuana and just kind of, I guess, experimenting more with psychedelics. For me, I think it was definitely something to do with just needing to feel something, even though this created an even larger numbness. And I didn't even feel like I could go to anyone because the only psychologist or therapist that I knew was connected to the Civil Air Patrol, and I didn't really feel like I could share a lot of what I was going through because some of it was probably illegal, or they could report me because, that's what you should do if somebody's showing stressful signs or whatnot, and I just didn't want to be called out like that. I didn't want my, I guess, reputation or the mask that I had so thoughtfully created to be destroyed, even though it was destroying me on the inside. So I did feel quite numb. And I did all of the things that I could at the time to kind of numb it. And I remember, I watched a lot of porn, and I remember, again, hypnosis, all of this stuff. I just didn't really know where I was going until probably I entered into college, and I realized a couple things. I realized that this isn't the life that I want. And I realized that I wasn't happy. And I realized, after having breakdowns where I was losing my senses, I was forgetting where I was, and I was just kind of overall kind of concerned with where I was going. I remember taking a trip to California by myself. And on this trip, when I got to California, my phone broke. It really did suck that my phone broke because, I didn't have anybody else with me, and I just came for a seminar. So my phone broke, and I had a flip phone for the longest time, but anyways, when it broke, when it went down, that's when I realized God. That's when my faith in God was restored, because He brought me back home. I found my way back. I got back on that plane. I was able to make it home. And God then became this constant being in my life that I would pray to whenever things got hard, or I couldn't, I didn't know what to do, or, I just started praying a lot more. And that helped me a lot be able to connect with God by praying. So I prayed to God. I still do a lot. And I asked them what to do. And then in 2019, I remember getting more into spirituality. I should say that somewhere along this way of this numbness, it was like God hit me like a thunderbolt. And literally, that energy, somebody would say it was like the Kundalini rising. It just went straight up my spine, and it felt like God literally gave me this drop of living water, and that I was so thirsty for and wanted so much. And so in 2019, after studying and reading and, really understanding more of the law of attraction, because that was a really big thing that I think connecting back to prayer made more sense for me. And the law of attraction showed me that, hey, it's important for me to know where my mind is at. And I actually learned that while dating my second boyfriend at the time. And, he was pretty cool. I met him at work, and we connected pretty fast. But, I think once we started using the law of attraction in different ways, we kind of parted ways. But I became obsessed with just reading about the law of attraction, just reading about spirituality. I just wanted to know the truth, as anybody else does, right? I just wanted to know the truth. So that was a really big thing. I just wanted to know the truth. And so in 2019, I actually quit my goldfish swim school job. I was a swim instructor for over 12 years at that point, and I love teaching people how to swim. But I realized that I wanted to create online courses. And I didn't have the time because I was a full-time student. And you know what? God literally told me, don't worry about money. Don't worry about money. If this is what you want to do, you will be provided for. And so that's what I did. I had enough just for that semester of college at the time, and I made my first online course called Vibe Up. And Vibe Up was a ginormous flop. It was such a disappointment. Nobody bought it. Nobody finished it with the beta testers, and I just felt like a total failure. And I really thought that was going to be I was going to make it was going to pop off, I was going to be a millionaire, and that was going to be that, and we're going to be done. Did not work up like that at all. No. In fact, I then retreated and I started writing more ebooks, and I have now written 3 ebooks, which are all free, that you can find under the link in the description. And I also now have 2 actual books, physical published books. And so, anyways, I did create those ebooks, and then I started getting more into courses. Again, when my partner Danielle was like, hey girl, let's do a course. Never met Danielle, but I met her through another soul sister, Aria, in a soul sister circle. And both of them are so cool. We love them both, and they're just the best. So I met Aria actually first. Aria was the first person to join my chakra workshop, where I talked about the chakras. And then she invited me to this sister circle, and now I work with 2 of these beautiful souls, and we create online courses to help educate people so that they can live better, more holistic lives. It is such a blessing, and the fact that this is possible and able, is so cool. So now what am I doing now? That's a great question. Well, now I am getting ready to graduate, hopefully next year, but not really too worried about it, for interaction design, which is really cool. It's all about human-computer interaction design, but my passion has always been about learning what the good stuff in life is. And when I mean the good stuff, I mean just being alive, what actually produces genuine joy and happiness, and how can we tap into this and also embrace all of the other emotions. All of the emotions within our heart that we have. And that's been my big old goal now. It is to figure out how to, expand the Good Vibes Delivery family so that we can expand these vibes and deliver them. I can't believe that this is my life. And I'm still learning a lot, but I hope that this kind of gave you some tea as to me and where I am. In the future, I plan to continue to create books because I love books. I plan to create a few more books, especially on art, because I just love art, and I think that would be so cool to do a book with all of the art that I have in pairing with the poems that I have. I also am looking forward to creating a branding agency, which I never thought I would be doing, but it is on its way to be created, and it's called Branding Branch. And it is pretty freaking cool because that's where we do all of the branding stuff. I've been doing a lot of focus group work and understanding people where they're at, what kind of pains and solutions are there, and being able to ask people questions has really given me such joy, and I've found so much value in being able to have these kind of focus group sessions, and so I did that for 6 months with Branding Branch, and we're creating a solution hopefully with that. I've also been freelancing as a web designer and multimedia brand strategist, so just designing whatever the brand needs, and that's been really cool. Have I been designing my own website? I have, but it's definitely not done, and I've been a bit lazy, but we'll get back into it this month. So there's a lot going on, and again, as I said, I'm just thankful to be with you, to be able to make these kinds of videos. Like, literally, this is the tea, my friend. This is the tea. And I love being able to share what is going on with you, you know, and draw and be able to like really just doodle to my heart's content and let you know, like, hey, this is what's going on. And yeah, so this is my life, this is what's going on. I've made it my mission after kind of just being sad and miserable for a while. Like, when I did feel numb, I realized that I don't like that feeling, and I want to help other people be okay with that feeling, because it is a part of life, I've learned, but also grow from it in such a way where they're able to see the beauty in all that they plant and create. So with that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this Draw With Me video. Again, I don't script any of my videos, to be honest. I just let it flow. And this has been my life so far. It's been such a blessing, and every day I feel so thankful that I get to learn more and more with you guys. Like, literally, the Discord chat has been popping off, and I get to learn with you guys all on there. So if you haven't joined the Discord chat already, you should totally join the Discord chat. It's a pretty good place. We have like weekly meetings, sometimes movie nights, accountability calls, Bible studies. It's pretty fun, and there are a lot of cool souls there to connect with. I'm still learning my journey. I'm still learning my story, and I just wanted to share with you where I'm at. Yeah, I have a lot of ideas for what I'd like to do in the future, but honestly, if I can just wake up and do what I love doing, which is like breathing, giving thanks to God for my life, and to share the joy of being alive with you, to shed some light on the blessings that we've been given today, and to just to be at peace with wherever we are at in life, then I feel like my job here is done. So yeah, hopefully this video, as long as it is, has given you some tea so that you know me more. Yeah, thank you so much for joining, and yeah, let me see if you can guess my birthday. I'm kind of curious, but yeah, thank you again. I don't know how to end this video. This is peace and namaste. Thank you so much again for just giving me the opportunity to grow and to learn and to share what I know. I love and appreciate you. God bless. Namaste.